Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the experience of the week. This is the You, Me, and BTC podcast. We are going to have a ton of fun today. Got all kinds of stuff to cover. Google blockchains, Ross Ulbricht stuff, and of course, we have a special guest today from TrollCoin. This is Carl. Thanks for joining us, Carl. How's it going?
It's great to have to be back here with you guys. I'm kind of excited. It's been a while, and I think we are in a happier place right now.
All right, happy is good. I am Daniel Brown, and I'm also here with
Tim Baker.
Tim Baker. And Zach Vole. Thanks for joining us as well. The whole gang's together today. I was out last weekend, so was Zach. So I apologize for whatever deathly show Tim must have brought you by himself.
Deathly?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I should give you some credit for begging for tips, because apparently we got some tips, which we hardly ever get in Bitcoin. So
I can get real grovelly whenever I want to. Please.
So good work, Tim. We do have a tipping address on every episode if anyone else is interested. Hey, I'm going to drop a quick screen share here if I can click the right buttons in the right order. And this is, as always, every week, this is the place to be. What the heck? Is it not showing up? There it is. Had to find the right window. This is the place to be tonight. It is you, me, and btc.com/live. You'll get the video right there. You got the chat right underneath, which is definitely the place you got to be if you want to jump in and discuss with anyone. With us, we'll probably read what you say and have a good time. You also got some show notes. If I can scroll down, there we go. Some show notes, some links to the stuff we'll cover, and a poll at the bottom, which is, as I briefly mentioned earlier, all about Google blockchains, because apparently they're trying to make it happen. Cloud-based blockchains, which I think is kind of hilarious. And I suppose let's just get into it. What do you guys think? So imagine...
I have an announcement first. It's kind of sad.
Special announcement. All right, take it away.
Sad. You're getting way too excited.
Oh, it's not that exciting. I'm just saying. So last time we were on episode, what episode is this?
This is 252.
Right? Yeah.
252. Okay. So we've had like 20 episodes, almost exactly 20 episodes since TrollCoin was on last time, episode 232 in early March. And we were enjoying some adult beverages last time, but I apologize. The news is I am not drinking this time because I was at my best friend's bachelor party in Texas last week, and I had way too much alcohol. So tonight I'm just sticking with LaCroix. But our discussion might be better for it. So
Perrier, fuck you.
Well, I'm making up for it. I got some Jameson over here, so cheers.
Oh, there you go.
Carl,
anyway,
do you have any sparkling water to introduce?
I'm so damn jealous right now. I don't have any water. I don't have any Diet Coke. I don't have any alcohol. There is a bottle of tequila within sort of 2 arms reach.
Just
but
stretching distance.
Yeah, if this goes south, then, at least I got
So you'll break into it in about 5 minutes, probably.
yeah, why not? Why not?
We go south every week. That's what we're here for. Welcome to the show, guys. Yeah, so Google blockchains. Oh, yeah, if you want to chat, a reminder, you, me, and btc.com/live every week. That'll take you to the most recent landing page. So I use Google Cloud Platform for all my web development stuff, including the You, Me, and BTC website. And it's definitely got a lot of stuff to it. I mean, literally, there's just the menu is just, it's hard to even navigate the menu because you've got like freaking cloud servers and cloud databases and freaking Kubernetes, whatever the heck that is. And the list goes on and on and on for all this stuff that you can just click a few buttons and all of a sudden it's in the cloud. You have a database or whatever. And Google finally, they've never really, to my knowledge, they've never really said much about blockchain. I mean, they banned it on their advertising networks, kind of, at least altcoins and stuff. But I want to know, guys, like, what do you would you like? What do you think this is even for? Why do they? I mean, I know Intel and Microsoft and all of them have had similar concepts in the works before. But I don't know. Would you guys use a Google blockchain, Google Cloud blockchain?
I think if Google is, or if Facebook is like the devil, then there's nothing we can compare to Google. It's just pure, concentrated, unadulterated evil. So any blockchain that Google introduces, it would be like cracking open a AAA Energizer
Well-
Bunny battery and just sucking it. So
But part of
no,
the
I'm not
idea is that
interested.
anyone could do it. Just like with Google Cloud Platform, you just click a few buttons and then you have a server where you can host your website. The idea is not so much that Google will run this blockchain, it's that Google will let anyone just click a few buttons and have their own blockchain for whatever purposes. I mean, that's what Cloud Platform is. You know, they have App Engine where you click a few buttons and all of a sudden you have an app, or what. That's the idea behind Google Cloud Platform is just distributed web services. Same thing as Amazon Web Services. I don't know if they've gotten in a blockchain on there yet or not. But anyway, so why do you think Google's evil, Zach?
I think Google's evil because, well, we could be like trite about this or a little bit more like rigorous. I think Google's evil because Google was always intended to sort of know everything. They were created to itemize and catalog all of the information on the interweb, and they knew that was like that came with a lot of power, and so they built into their, what you call it, founding document, code of conduct, these sorts of things, that like they will do
Don't
no
be
evil, and they removed that. So they removed their own their testimony. They won't do anything bad, which is a little bit nefarious, I think. And they do want to still know everything, and that's scary. I don't want them knowing everything about me. I think that's why.
Carl, would you use a Google blockchain? Whether, would you use it for maybe one of your projects or as a user of a project? If they were hosted on Google, would you use it?
I'm still trying to think of what I would use with it. I mean, I'm assuming it'd be a token platform.
Well, yeah, that's the thing with whether it's Google or any of these, just like, anytime a bank says, "Oh, we're going to use blockchain," that's the question. The very good question that comes up is, well, to do what?
Right.
And yeah, that's a fair question here too.
It seems like they're just, I mean, not just, but it seems like they're jumping on the bandwagon, and they don't want to miss out on an opportunity in case it becomes something. Obviously, sure, it's, everyone wants to be able to offer what everyone wants in the future. I mean, there's like IBM has what's that thing called that IBM is running? A friend of mine getting into that and doing a dissertation on, and he's going to use it as a platform to create. He's an academic, so he's going to create some kind of user database where you can securely communicate and put in sort of academic databases and stuff like that. So I'm assuming that's what Google wants people to come to their platform and create, quote unquote, decentralized, secure, very slow running databases for whatever purposes they want.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll just have to see. I mean, I guess what I don't think it's the end of the world. I just think it's kind of funny. Like, I don't think somebody using a Google blockchain is gonna hurt anything. It's gonna be like Ripple. I mean, everyone knows Ripple is kind of centralized and kind of just whatever, and some people use it anyway and invest it in anyway. Well, same thing with anything that's on Google, as far as I'm concerned. It's like, okay, it's kind of dumb, but it's a thing that's not exactly hurting anyone. It's more hilarious to me as opposed to good or bad. It's just like, what are you trying to do here? And
yeah, I mean, this is going to be like anything with Google, where it's for the mainstream of people. Because there's going to be a lot of people that go, "Oh, let's do it. Yeah, sure, this will be fun." Like, I'm sure in a couple of years, instead of people everybody having their own website or blog, it'll just be, "Well, I have my blockchain and I log."
yeah, that's possible.
Posts on there. Because if they make it
that's-
that, sorry, what?
No, that's definitely an interesting idea. I had never considered that. I mean, it seems possible. I mean, like, why not? The same way
I would
all
just
the bags end up with their own podcast. You know, maybe.
yeah, exactly. Dumb part. These idiots who just keep doing things. Yeah, I would just think because it is like Google isn't going to get into it just for nothing. Like I think they see something where it's just going to be another like you're just going to have a blockchain with ads in it. It's going to be like if you like to view your transaction history or whatever history is, where you have to watch this little YouTube video, and then if you have too many strikes against you, you're not allowed to use your blockchain anymore. It gets stopped somehow. But yeah, I think it'll be for like I remember in high school making like shitty websites with those website makers for like projects. I don't even know why it was a project. It's not even like actually making something, but I'm sure kids will just be doing stuff like that. They're just like, here, create a blockchain. You have to click a few buttons. There you wow, you learned something. This will be useful in life.
Hey, don't knock GeoCities. That shit was dope.
What was it called?
GeoCities. I use Pixo. I missed the MySpace boat, but I also remember making buddy profiles on AIM. Yeah, those were fun days. Anyway, yeah. Well, it sounds dumb, but that's kind of where we're at here, and that may or may not be a bad thing. Maybe it will just have a bunch of losers, give them a chance to learn how to use blockchain and how it works, and like, oh, I could spin up a blockchain. What does this do? What does this do? And again, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I don't think it's going to accomplish much as a Google blockchain. I don't think that's how blockchain is really supposed to be done. But it could at least just be, a dumb GeoCities thing that people use and have fun with, and then move on to Bitcoin, and then move on to TrollCoin where it gets real. So it could happen. Yeah, that I could totally see that. I'm gonna shoot out a tweet before I forget, just because I haven't tweeted about tonight's show. Usually I schedule them ahead of time. So while I'm doing that, I don't know, let's go to Carl and let's just get some quick background. I know we had you on the show before, but just tell us about yourself and your project real quick so we know where we stand here.
For sure, man. For sure. That's what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to shill TrollCoin. I'm not here to
shill away.
To speak the truth or be honest or anything like that. So, but yeah, so TrollCoin, for those of you guys that don't know, it literally started off as a hobby project that I took over the original TrollCoin because whoever created it back in 2014 quickly realized that, no one likes trolls, so it's bullshit. So I took over because I was a Twitch streamer, and I'm not a coder, so it's very difficult. So I hired third-party coders and people to work for me and program stuff. And now, how many years later? 4 years later, we're on Twitch. I can legitimately, without laughing, actually say that TrollCoin is a platform for rewarding awesome people on Twitch, because you can actually do that right now. You don't even need a TrollCoin wallet. All you need is a Twitch account. So that's where we're going with this. And I know Zach wanted the Twitter tip bot. I've talked to my programmer. I've bribed him with hot fries, with Diet Coke, with tequila, with vodka, which is why I have so much tequila here. And he's just like, I hate the Twitter API. I'm not going to touch it. So it's on the back burner for now. But at some point
get him on this show to explain himself. What is he doing?
He's not going to come on. I don't think he's not shy, but he hates people, and he'd rather not talk to anyone. But he's super cool. But yeah, so that's where we're at. I mean, that's the main use case scenario right now is what we call TrollCoin bot. I realized having the word troll and bot in the same sentence, or let alone the same word, is not a plus. So we'll call it TrollCoin services or something like that. But we've been working hard on that, and we're still working on this what's it called? Single sign-on operation, where you just need one account for multiple platforms. And of course, we're using Twitch for that. So we're working on a storefront and potentially a marketplace, depending on how we can work that out. So people will eventually actually be able to buy stuff with their trolls. And we're looking to integrate that into the Twitch community, which is actually growing. So I'm excited about that.
Oh, Twitch is going ham these days with Fortnite. Fortnite's freaking breaking Twitch left and right.
$100 million prize pool.
Yeah, just in prize money. It's not even like, oh, we're going to develop this game with $100 million. It's like, no, we're just going to give away $100 million because we don't know what else to do with it.
We found $100 million pocket change, and hey, let's just give it away, right? So no, that thing is huge, and I'm sure you guys have seen the game or played it, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have. I love it.
Stupid fun.
I'm terrible at it. The hardest part is when. And I don't know why it's still addictive, even though this part sucks so much. But it is still addictive. Where you know, but the sucky part is when you spend a solid 20 minutes, you have all this great loot because you haven't found anyone. You've just been running around the edges of the map, collecting all this loot, and you're sitting pretty, and then you just get headshot by someone that you didn't even see. And like half of my games are like that, and I don't know how I'm still addicted, but I am.
Well, A, you're not jumping enough, and B, I think the pull of a really good game and why it's so successful is that it keeps you in between that sort of pure hell, I'm not playing this anymore, euphoric, I'm totally playing this again. It just keeps you right in between and jumps back and forth. And
yeah, it's like, oh, maybe this time I'll do it. Maybe this time I'll do it. Right. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. So no, it's a great game, and I don't know if you guys heard about. There's an app called Streamlabs, which is very popular in the Twitch community. It's what people use for donations. They put overlays on top of their broadcasting screen, so that when a new follower comes, you get that little pop up. That is an application extension. So they announced, I think June or July 5th, that they're now going to start supporting cryptocurrency donations, and through Coinbase, I might add. So don't think that this is, going to be something legit. But initially, I was kind of like, oh, crap. Now TrollCoin's down the drain. Bitcoin and Litecoin and, Bcash is going to be on Twitch. But I realize it's not the same kind of system. You have a lot more work to do. You have to get a Coinbase account. You have to link your Coinbase account to your Streamlabs account. And then, of course, you still have to get people to actually tip you the cryptocurrency. And I'm not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure that the money that a broadcaster gets will be in the form of cryptocurrency, but I'm still not sure about that because I'm not sure how that works legally. But with TrollCoin bot, we're not directly competing with those big guys, because what we're doing is we're creating more of an underground economy, because with Streamlabs and Coinbase and Twitch, it's a one-way street. You can only tip a broadcaster, donate, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. With TrollCoin bot, it's a free-flowing economy. Any Twitch user can tip any Twitch user, whether they're a broadcaster or a viewer, whether they're all online or offline. So it's a more free-flowing economy, and that's why we're still running with this, and that's why we're not ever going to give up. And have you guys heard of this guy called Dumb on Twitter?
Dumb? Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, he runs Shitcoin Talk.
He's a cool guy.
Other podcast, right? He apparently got on Twitch, and I don't know how I found him, but I'm like, hey, you mind joining, Team Troll, adding TrollCoin bot? He's like, sure. I don't even think he realized it was a cryptocurrency, but so he's using it now, which I'm very appreciative of. If you watch this, Mr. Dumb, thank you. I love you, man. And we have a bunch of people that are joining. 2 people joined yesterday. I know I'm just talking in single digits, but I'm hoping it comes to the day where we'll have tens or hundreds of users just joining every day. And I think it's gonna be big. I know I usually don't say this. I'm usually like, don't buy TrollCoin. TrollCoin's shit. Dump it, whatever. But it's gotten to the point now where we actually have stuff going on. So I'm excited. I hope you guys can.
That's awesome. Yeah, I remember last time we talked, we sort of took TrollCoin seriously, but we also were just like, it's more of a meme than a coin. But that's awesome. That's still true. Still healthfully a meme. But that's awesome that it's growing like that just over the past couple months since we last talked. That's awesome.
It's still dumped in value along with everything else. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, man. I like I wasn't here last week and I had a really busy week. I was out of town. But the little bit of news that I did get through on Twitter was how, you know, Bitcoin was up and altcoins were down. It's like, oh, interesting. That's about all I got for the past week. So hey, speaking of Twitch, this is just a random thought that I've been having it for a while. I'm considering, well, I'm not seriously considering anything yet, any platform, but for the same reasons that Zach was saying about hating Google, I've been saying for months that I've been trying to slowly wean myself off of Google. And one day I would like to not be doing a Google Hangout. So Twitch is a serious option because I've seen Free Talk Live switched from YouTube to Twitch a few months ago. And that's one of my favorite Liberty radio shows. And I've been bouncing around different ideas, considering Twitch, or I'm somewhat interested in DTube, which is Steemit's YouTube, but I don't know how I feel about Steemit. If there was some sort of video platform that integrated with the Lightning Network, I'd be pretty interested, but I don't think that's anywhere close yet. So anyway, I've said before, I'm open to recommendations for where to go next. It's going to be hard to come by the time to make the switch because I'll have to spend a couple hours or a couple days at least figuring out how this new platform works and how to stream to it, and you know, and then probably hook it up to to my website. And because I already do that with YouTube, where as soon as I post a show and it goes live, it puts the chat box on the website, and then it takes, you know, when the show's over, it embeds it. Anyway, it would be an investment to make the switch, but I still seriously want to do that one of these days, and Twitch could be an option. So we shall see.
I would love that. Well, you should try to think about adding TrollCoin bot when you do.
Yeah, it definitely could happen, and for all I know, the crypto audience on Twitch may be way bigger. I don't know. It's hard to get to the top of the charts on YouTube because there's just so much crap in there. Maybe on Twitch it could be a thing. Well,
Daniel, I actually know the answer to that because I'm on Twitch all the time and I'm always searching stuff. There is not a very big cryptocurrency talk show content marketplace or community on Twitch right now. Literally 99% of people who are into cryptocurrency that broadcast on Twitch right now, they literally do 24/7 streams of chart data with music.
Oh, geez.
And then they'll hop on for like a couple of hours and do technical analysis. And they're usually too, you know, no disrespect, but so if you guys do a regular show, then you definitely have a market there that's not yet really been realized. So
yeah,
in between, we just have Daniel playing Fortnite or whatever, PUBG, whatever he wants to play. He can play that, whatever that game.
That's one of the things that's so great about Twitch is even if it's more of a, how do I want to say this? It's more of a relationship, more of a community. With a lot of platforms, or even there's a lot more loyalty in Twitch. That's probably what I want to say. There's a ton of loyalty when you watch someone stream on Twitch. You have a really strong relationship with them and a ton of loyalty, to the point that you will, like, even if I was doing a Bitcoin show, you will watch me play Fortnite because there's that kind. I'm not saying me personally because I'm so great you'll watch me do anything. No, but I mean in general, the Twitch platform, it fosters a really strong relationship that will make that happen. Because Twitch streamers do that all the time. Like I watch this one guy for poker. I watch him play poker all the time, and then he'll break out a Hearthstone session, and I'll still watch. Or he'll break out a session of Rust, and I'll still watch. And what I'm trying to say there is there's not so much loyalty on YouTube or the internet in general. With the internet, I'm going to Google for something and find a website, and I'm never going to go back to that website again. Or I'm going to find a tutorial, and I'm never going to go back to it. Or even if it is one like that I do go back to all the time, like Stack Overflow for programming questions. I don't have any loyalty to Stack Overflow. I just go there because it keeps coming up on Google. I have no interest in Stack Overflow. I've never made an account. I've never joined the community. Whereas with Twitch, there's a much stronger loyalty there, which
I think it's like with podcasts, because you feel like you're part of. So even if you're not speaking, even if you're not even in a chat, because I listen to too many podcasts, I've had to cut because I work outside and act like I might have subconsciously been doing this, but I've broken systematically like 4 headphones over the past 2 weeks. So I'm just walking around for 8 hours with earplugs in now. It's kind of weird, but you definitely feel like you know the person more, especially if if they're very regular. There's like inside jokes. There's all the things that you kind of want to have in like relationships around you, and then you're kind of just listening to this. Or on Twitch, like Twitch is more because you can literally just chat with the person, and then you go, "Hey, here's $5 or something," and then like you're saying the app. I don't watch Switch a ton or Twitch a ton, but my roommate's real into StarCraft and like watching that shit. So he'll just like sit and just watch like hours of that. So I've seen like, and then it pops up, it has a little like GIF that goes with it or something when they're just like, thank you for subscribing. And that people love that shit because then you are like
part. That's my name. Yeah. That's my name right there. Yeah. Or my username. Oh, that's my _ 7XX Harry monster XY heart.
Yeah. No. And then the streamer calls them by name, calls them by whatever their handle is. But it's cool because you see, like, you might donate to a podcast and later maybe they tweet you, but it's that immediate, like, oh, I sent this, it happened. Like, and then I think that would be a good idea because then I do think there'd be plenty of people that would watch it on there or watch you. Why don't you start painting, Daniel? You can do your whole Bob Ross thing and then just make it.
They have that. They have Twitch Creative.
No, I know. You've told me. Yeah, no, Daniel's told me many times on Twitch of him just like for going into a trance for days, just watching Bob Ross paint little trees on there.
Twitch for a while. Like, crap.
I was his roommate while he was watching Bob Ross every night. It was the Bob Ross marathon, just playing constantly, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And then just
doesn't make you comfortable.
Inoculated to it, and it was like sort of therapeutic. Those were the times. But no, seriously, I think Me BTC should go through a massive rebrand and become a Twitch-based TrollCoin funded talk show. And maybe every now and then we could paint or repaint a Bob Ross piece or play Fortnite or something and just talk about Bitcoin the whole time.
Yeah, we've been needing to not necessarily rebrand Me BTC, but we've been needing to create that parent network which can do more than Bitcoin. And maybe that's when, if we have to do that work anyway, have a parent network, maybe that's when we also do the work to switch to Twitch or whatever we end up doing. Man, it is hard AF to come by time these days, but that's what I need. I gotta make it happen. Maybe does that mean I need tips? If time is money, right? So give me tips.
So you're not groveling correctly, Daniel. You have to like sneak it in. You can't be like, oh, I have no time. Give me. You have to be like, so like I was doing something the other day and I realized I just want to be able to talk to you guys. And the more you give me, the more I can talk to you, the more I can focus. It clears my head and everything. But yeah, we'll all play Borderlands and then just talk about crypto prices and then occasionally throw a graph up there.
Sounds good to me. I'm in. Hey, I'm going to roll our commercial real quick. We'll come back. I don't know exactly what all we're going to get into because we're having a good time. We didn't plan on diving into Twitch so much, but why not? That's what we do. If you don't know, if you've never been here before, we have fun. We talk about whatever, and we don't really care what the show notes say. So that's us. But hey, I'm going to run our commercial. We'll come back. We might get to some Ross Ulbricht stuff. We might get to some Rocket League stuff, I think. I don't know. That's to be determined. But we'll be right back. Thank you to chronologic.network for sponsoring us and making all of this possible, because you losers won't tip us. So we'll be right back. Hey, guys. Today's show is brought to you by chronologic.network. Chronologic is an Ethereum-based project that aims to solve time-related problems on the blockchain. Through Chronologic's 3 core products, the Ethereum alarm clock, debt smart contracts, and the day token minting mechanism, they solve the problems of payment scheduling, crypto loan time constraints, and unstable token launches. Find out more at chronologic.network. Hey, Carl, what is your take on Ross Ulbricht and the Silk Road in general? Before we just, start wrecking everything with our own opinions, let's get a fresh one here. What do you think?
I don't know enough about it to have an opinion, so you guys are gonna have to help me out. So now I heard something in the news about. I know that he's in jail right now, correct?
Yes, life in prison. I think he has 2 life sentences plus 30 years. With no chance of parole.
But I thought that there was some kind of development where charges were being dropped, or am I thinking about someone else?
Yeah. Well, recently he had somebody that was one of the whole things whenever the trial was first going and happening. I don't really know. It doesn't seem like it really influenced the consecutive life sentencing ruling because now they're dropping it. But there was this idea of a murder for a hire plot that happened after somebody threatened to dox users of the Silk Road, and then supposedly Ross had him killed, but there's no record of a death occurring there, a murder occurring in that town around that time. Like they have no connection as to who ended up doing that. And now recently, I don't know if something new came out or if they tried more evidence that they kind of threw out, but it's that they're dropping that. Like that's the that's the only one, right, Daniel?
What exactly is he convicted for, and why is he in?
He was convicted as a drug kingpin.
Yeah, they went after him with what they would go after the mafia, or like an actual like somebody who ran the drug scene, like New York or something like that.
We know you killed 100 people, but we can't prove it, so we're going to get you on tax fraud and this and that, and throw the book at you and get you the highest possible sentence on whatever charges we actually can prove.
Yeah, and a lot of them, because before everything happened, everything went down, the whole narrative wasn't just that the Silk Road was a place where they sold drugs. And I saw somebody's tweet recently where they're like, they were selling human organs and babies were dying from fentanyl. But it wasn't just that they were selling illegal things or whatever. It was also that this was a direct snub in the face, or what's the phrase, snubbing your nose or something at the government. And then so I think they did kind of take it as a personal thing, because everything that's kind of happened with this case afterwards, like there were a bunch of different DEA, or there was a DEA agent, there was an FBI or a CIA agent, and both of them are now on trial. And I think one of them at least is in jail because they stole a bunch of money and they threatened people and they did all kinds of weird shit in the investigation. So I think it is just that he did something, and it was blatant because you could get to it, but they couldn't shut it down, and they were like, we're going to make an example of this, which didn't really work, because then another, like, as soon as that's a different conversation though, but that's pretty much the main points that I think.
Well, the development, the thing we have to be clear on is that the charges that were dropped were not exactly unrelated, but they were separate from the charges that he's currently in prison for. So basically, it's just another set of charges where they never said he was innocent. They basically just said, this is not worth pursuing. He's already in prison for 2 life sentences. We're just going to dismiss them. Like, it wasn't like they didn't necessarily say he was innocent. They just said, there's no point in dealing with this. We're going to be done with it. So there is that. But I don't know. I'm curious, Carl, even backing up, even just with the super basics. Hey, there's a guy running a drug marketplace online. What would you think about that? Would you want to be his friend? Would you want to just let him do his thing? Would you want to lock him up? I don't know. Would you keep your distance?
Real talk, yes, I would keep my distance.
Yeah,
there's no effing way that he didn't know what was going on there. And I'm under the assumption now that when you run a platform and I'm assuming you have access to everything that's going on there. And by that said, he obviously knew what was being transacted and what was being bought and sold.
Right.
He was made an example of, obviously. The government went in and said, hey, we have to stop this, not necessarily just to stop this, but to make sure that there's not another 100 sites like this that are popping up, which there probably still are. But hey, I say let him stay in jail as an example, because I'm kind of jealous that I didn't have the balls to do the same thing he did for technical knowledge. So since if I can't do it, then I don't want anyone else to do it. So let's keep it that way. I don't know. I'm being an asshole.
Maybe you can. Maybe you can do it. There's a bunch of
You can't do it now.
No, that answered trouble. That answer turned itself around so quick because I was about to boo him off the show by saying keep Ross in jail, and then it's like, well, if I can't do it, nobody's gonna do it. It's like, yes, bravo, sir, excellent take.
I do agree with Carl where it's I get the defense, because that's what we also I think have to, anything in a court is kind of this legalese. So he's not going to say like there's nothing good in him admitting that he knew what was going on. I don't legitimately believe that he didn't know. It was like he made money off, like he was making a decent amount of money off of it. There's a like
I don't think anyone questions that he knew there were drugs on there. No one's questioning that.
Yeah.
No, isn't that one of
the murders? The murders were never proven. There were no murders for hire that took place via the Silk Road.
No, wasn't the guy who offered it originally? Wasn't he a government agent or something? Did that ever come? I'm having like,
yes. It was
okay,
so I don't know all the details, but I do know because people who are smarter than me and have done the reading have told me so, and I need to read it at some point. There's just never enough time. There is so much police corruption and fraud just saturating his whole case that there is no way you can just say, yeah, Ross is guilty, he should stay in jail, he's a terrible person, what he created was awful. Like, it's just so mind-bogglingly corrupt as far as the execution of the what's the word I'm looking for? Exploration of his product, collecting data, building a case against him, prosecuting him, sentencing him. It's just so broken, which is sort of a microcosm of our bigger criminal justice system. But that's a whole nother conversation. That Ross should. It's embarrassing the Supreme Court wouldn't hear his case because of how flawed his entire criminal case process was.
Yeah.
Now, the Supreme Court doesn't like to hear cases like that because they can open sort of a can of worms and set precedent they don't intend to and that sort of thing. But they should have heard it and set a very narrow ruling that essentially just got Ross out of jail. It's disgusting. He should not be in jail.
Well, I think that's where the whole thing of them wanting to make, like, that's what I mean by wanting to make an example. They were just like, okay, well, we're just going to show you that we don't care. We're not going to fight for your, like, we're just going to trash you in the media. Most people that kind of tinged Bitcoin and anything that had to do with cryptocurrency for a while for people outside of it, where even like a year ago, I still had people, I thought that was just for drugs. Yeah. So, they just were like, okay, we'll just force this through. We're not going to listen to anything. We're not going to have any of an issue because, like what you said, where they don't want to even set a precedent to where it could be defended. But it all it did do was just make a whole bunch of different sites then pop up after, and they will take them down, and then more ones will come back up, and then they'll take those down, and then so it's not
the same thing. It's the same thing with Ross as with and people don't talk about this often enough, but Charlie Shrem, both of those people were just excoriated as examples. Like, Charlie's a good guy. He wasn't trying to commit like securities fraud or tax evasion or anything like that. It was a wildly new technology that he wanted to enable people to buy and sell, and then he got shafted and sent to jail. Now, he didn't like allow murders to be committed allegedly on his platform or drugs to be bought and sold and that sort of thing. But both of those people, like you're saying, are just examples that were being set by a scared government, or maybe I should say rash government, operating in a broken justice system. And it's Like, it's disgraceful. Like, I'm not an anarchist. I love the United States of America. It's the greatest country on the earth. But the greatest country compared to all the rest doesn't mean it's the best or even like solidly good. It's broken in many ways. And one of those key ways is its criminal justice system. And Charlie and Ross are two terrible victims of that broken system in the process of them sort of toying around with and trying with a new technology and trying to build something great. And it's like, it's so sad. And I hate people so much on Twitter who trash Ross. I'm like, just the fact that like, if you have a hard opinion that Ross is guilty, it means you know nothing about his actual case and all of the
of course,
shady broken stuff. Like, maybe he is guilty of some things, maybe he's not totally innocent, but saying he is guilty of everything he was accused of is just outrageously ignorant. It pisses me off so bad.
Both of them were made into scapegoats, I think, because it isn't just the government; it's the population. The government needs to be here. We stopped the problem, or here we did this. So you're going to be safe now. I would commend Shrem for having gone for tax evasion or something like that, and also Zach. What about our health care though? It's terrible. It's awful. I want to go to Venezuela where it's very much provided for, just amazingly.
Oh yes,
it's always available. I can sit on a gurney someplace in a hallway.
Oh yes.
Carl's wondering what he got himself into over there.
No, I'm actually thinking, obviously this Ross guy, no one can prove that he actually killed anyone. It doesn't seem like he is a physical threat to anyone. So the 2 consecutive life sentences obviously are there as an example and as a scare tactic. If justice were to be served, in my opinion, if I could, wave a wand, I would say, put him on house arrest for the rest of his life. Yeah. Control him that way or something. Make sure that he can't, start up another Silk Road or something like that. That at least would be a little bit more humane. And Zach, I'm asking you at this point. It's like, let's say if the government tomorrow came and said, okay, you know what? We made a mistake. Never going to happen, of course. We made a mistake. We're gonna cancel the basically the death sentence that we've given him, and we're gonna put him on house arrest for the rest of his life. Like, would that be more of a justice, or are you more of a no? This guy needs to be like literally exonerated and let go and be left to do whatever he wants.
I would not be opposed to house arrest at all. I think because of the shady, corrupt stuff that went along with catching and trying and prosecuting and convicting him, that his whole case needs to be retried, which is why the Supreme Court should take his case. So putting him on house arrest, absolutely, I would love that. And if he's never exonerated, I think he and his family would just be thrilled that he's not in jail anymore. But I think there's no excuse to not have his case retried because of everything that has come out and in some ways continues to come out about how broken that whole case was from start to finish. So yeah, no, hell yes, I would love to have him on house arrest, but his case needs to be retried. So both.
Is there any actual possibility for anything to actually happen where he may get a retrial, or is this outrage sort of just something that people do because they feel the need to do so, but understand that it's probably never going to happen?
I think he has a chance. I really do, because
oh yeah, me too. But I think
not because like, Trump or Obama or anyone else is such a great person, they're going to set him free. I think I think Obama did this before he left office. He set some drug offenders free because marijuana was becoming legal and everyone knew, like, okay, this is really dumb if you're putting someone in prison for life for possessing 2 ounces of this plant. So
yeah,
I don't think that Trump or anyone else in the, no judges, I don't think they're great people, but I think the general, I guess culture is the right word. The culture is just moving to a place where, it would look good for I don't know about Trump. Trump will be a little early. I think it'll take a few years, but I can see a place where it will look good for some official or some judge to help this guy out and set this guy free. I think he has a chance before the end of his life.
I don't think
Yeah,
they let it. I don't think they let out drug like. I don't think I have no idea. I don't even know what exactly you're talking about, but I don't think Obama was letting like people view him as a drug kingpin because that's how the story was put. Like most people who look at it and aren't somehow invested in it and somehow like Zach, I mean, you like literally study this stuff aside from your involvement in crypto, like the whole thing of this being like most people aren't going to care. Most people are like, well, the justice system is messed up, but at least it delivered justice. I don't really have that much faith in him getting a retrial, let alone being actually let out. I feel like I mean, because he doesn't have a story to tell people outside of crypto that makes them care. Because I feel like they will just go with the whole like, oh well, you can't prove he killed somebody, but you know how good they are with that online or something. And he was selling, like again, the person's tweet. It's like kids were killed with misdose fentanyl or something, and I'm like, okay, I don't remember that, but maybe.
Yeah.
But okay,
No, I agree.
so
I think like it's a two-part problem where people like no one cares about prisoners. Like one area of law I want to go into is criminal justice because prisoners out of anybody, like you can make people care for kids obviously and their parents being deported. You can make people care for business owners who are getting sued or gypped out of a contract or something. No one cares about prisoners. They assume guilt, which is the inverse of how our justice system is supposed to work. And Ross is just another classic example of that. People would rather people don't have empathy for prisoners, which is why I want to be their advocate. And I'll put this on the internet to be preserved forever now. If I'm the attorney after I get out of law school who gets Ross out of prison, just I will make sure to remember you three, and you can come celebrate with me, and we'll have a go at it.
can I be in the courtroom?
Yeah.
Will you pardon me if I run a drug like super system website?
Again, you guys
pardon
keep
me?
announcing you're going to do it on a podcast.
No, I can't. It's only a one and done thing. So I got to go for Ross. You're on your own there. But the thing is that we've talked about before on the show, like when I didn't, people have been in Bitcoin way longer than I have. Obviously, that's a dumb thing to say. But like in like 2015, 14, when I first got in, like Ross was one of the first people I remember hearing about and his story and his case and everything. And with like ICOs and all this shitcoin stuff going on, and shitcoins are everything except for Bitcoin and TrollCoin, of course. Those are the crown jewels. But people just like don't talk or know about Ross as much as I feel like they used to, or as much as I remember him being talked about when I first got into Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And that's
or
like
any of
that
the
like
OG
honestly breaks my heart. Like that's sad because I think he should be exonerated.
I totally agree. It's like I hate to be that guy. It's like, oh, back in my day, but back in my day, we knew, all of us knew who Andreas was. We knew about Mount Gox more than just it collapsed, but we knew the stories. We knew about Ross Ulbricht. We knew about Charlie Shrem. People don't have that these days. They just have Coinbase, buy Bitcoin and let it sit on Coinbase, and that's it.
You're actually not wrong. Like the big scandal now is like it's still a big deal, but it's like, oh, the market got hacked. That the market that's compliant with all these different things, and they have all your information. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, back in my day, Bitcoin had a reason to exist, and I believe that reason's still a thing. So let's make it happen, kid.
Daniel's just the crotchety old crypto man. Just like, kids, you don't even understand anymore.
It's a little late. It's a little late to try to build a crypto brand like that. Like that's already happened, where all these Twitter brands and crypto ran, Crypto Panda or whoever, every single brand you could possibly think of has come out for crypto on Twitter. But if it was about a year ago, that would have been a great Twitter account to start, like crotchety crypto grandpa or something.
I'm imagining you trying to do the voice right now, and it sounds terrible in my head. So I'm glad it didn't happen.
It would be something like Herbert the Pervert, like, oh, I don't even remember.
That wasn't even close to the voice.
No, I know. He's got that high whistly voice. It took me a minute.
What
to
are you
even...
doing there? What are you doing over there with your crypto? Back in my day, DA just. I do like what you go.
Okay, take it. Hurry up. We're running out of time.
I like what Zach says. Like people will tweet about the American justice system, but you don't. I don't know. I don't hear about a ton of protests going on outside of prisons, though. People kind of just go, they're bad, but we don't really want those people out with us, though.
Yeah, it makes honestly, besides just being an asshole on Twitter and on the show, I actually am like an empathetic, caring person sometimes.
Empathetic asshole. That's a good Twitter handle too. Somebody take that, please.
I only hate because I care.
No, but I do. I legitimately care for those people, and Ross is one of them. I would challenge you guys to read, or any listeners, the book Just Mercy that explains a lot of the brokenness in our criminal justice system. And so we're getting close to final advice, I guess, for the week. My advice, or just my opinion, is there's no excuse for Ross's case not to be retried within the next 5 years. Hopefully sooner, but within the next 5 years, there is no excuse for his case not to be retried.
Got it. Let's see if it can happen. So yeah, you hit the nail on the head there, Zach. We're running out of time, and that is what we have to do is advice of the week. A couple other things though. At the same time, I want to say, first of all, what's up, Jeremy, in the chat? Thanks for joining us. Hello, fella. And I also want to, as we close out, I want to briefly ask about this Rocket League tournament that I heard something about. So that's what we got to finish up with. I want to hear from Carl what this Rocket League tournament is, and then we got to give all four. Well, we got Zach's. The other three of us have to give advice of the week or opinion of the week or thought of the week or whatever it may be, proverb of the week. That's what we got to finish up. So, Carl, what is this? What's this with about Rocket League?
So forever I've been doing what's called Monday Night Fightcade, Street Fighter 2 tournament, sponsored by TrollCoin. We give out top 8 finishers get a prize pool of 25,000 TrollCoin. Not a lot, but it's something fun. And
that's a lot of 25,000. That's a lot of anything.
Considering block reward is down to like 35 now. So yeah, it's a good chunk. And through that, I've been doing that for like 88 months now. We're sending a guy to Canada Cup, which is one of the biggest tournaments in the world for Street Fighter. And with $1,000, 500 of it is coming from me. From, by the way, Twitch earnings. So that's something for you guys to think about. You do earn money.
Yeah.
And then the other 500.
Yeah, YouTube cut us off. They did that to a bunch of people lately. So.
Oh yeah, YouTube, they're assholes. They cut me out. I got nothing now anymore.
Yeah.
But so I've been doing that every Monday, and then now this guy named Gumby, he's into more modern games. So he started every Tuesday night a Rocket League tournament. And he's a friend of mine. I'm like, hey, why don't you add TrollCoin bot and I'll sponsor the tournament every week with TrollCoin payouts. So he's on board. So we got now 2 weekly tournaments sponsored by TrollCoin, and everyone can join. I'll make sure you guys get the link. And Rocket League, I'm not sure if you guys play it, but it's a crazy fun game if it's played right. And watching like high level players, it's spectacular. So that's Tuesday.
It's one of the few games that comes out these days that I can say is original. It's not just an FPS. The other one is Portal. Portal was incredibly original to me, 1 and 2. And Rocket League is, I mean, yeah, everyone thinks about soccer and there's racing games all over the video games. But when you put them together, that it seemed pretty original to me. I'm sure there's other examples of similar stuff, but they did it extremely well, and there's not much like it. So yeah, I definitely love Rocket League. I also suck at Rocket League, but I definitely love it. So
everyone sucks at Rocket League.
Good. I'm not alone then. So yeah, there's 3 of us left that have to give advice of the week. I will start and give Tim and Carl some time to think if they have any good thoughts to wrap up with. I have a bit of a combo here. It's stuff that I need from you guys, and there's at least two things that I can think of. Maybe I'll come to more as I'm talking out here. But the first thing is, as I mentioned before, Twitch is a very likely alternative. So what I need from all you listeners, shoot me a tweet at you, me, and BTC. Maybe leave a comment on our website. Maybe leave a comment on YouTube. Shoot me an email, daniel@you-me-and-btc.com. Whatever's easiest. Let me know what you think. What could be a good alternative? Where you would watch streams, whether it's Twitch or DTube or whatever else is out there. Let me know what you think could be a good idea for an alternative live stream platform. The other thing I need from you guys is to tell me, I was thinking, last week I wasn't here and Tim went solo. And that just got me thinking. I listened to a podcast where normally he goes solo, but every once in a while he has these co-hosts, the same co-hosts fairly regularly, that I like once a month. And I just can't stand that. Like the show is completely different. And the topics are completely different. The flow of the conversation is completely different. And it's gotten to the point where I just skip those episodes. And he thinks it's great. He's like, oh, yeah, we got these co-hosts again. It's that time of the month or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, it's that time of the month to skip the episode. So what I want from you guys is just general feedback. Or what do you think? If Tim goes solo, are those the ones that you skip? Do you skip it when I'm on the show? Do you skip it when Zach's on the show? Do you skip when Carl's on the show? Let me know. What do you think? I loved it. for all you podcast listeners, I just
on
got
everybody else. Sorry, what?
I just said for all you podcast listeners, I just got the finger.
Well, of course you did.
I'm seriously curious. That's my advice of the week: is leave me some feedback for what kind of shows you like or don't like, and what kind of live streaming platform you may or may not use. And ding-a-ling-a-ling or whatever that was. So that's my advice of the week. Tim and Carl, first come, first serve. Take it away and close us off.
We're probably both going to sit here unless you have something, Carl.
Oh, I got something. So I'm gonna do the same thing that Daniel just touched on. So I'm gonna reach out to everyone to hit up at you, me, and BTC and urge these guys to get on Twitch. I'll go as far as even bribing anyone that's willing to do so, whether you really want to or not, with free TrollCoin. If you tweet at you, me, and BTC and tell them, hell yeah, get on Twitch. Don't be a loser. Get on Twitch. And you can at me at TrollCoin Base on Twitter for your payout. And other than that, I just want to say thank you guys for having me on again, for letting me shill TrollCoin. Of course, trollcoin.com is the only place you need to go. All the links, everything you need for Discord, Telegram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. So thank you guys again for having me. And Tim, you're up.
Fuck.
Tim, we are so careful. Every single week, we are so careful to be like, take our time, mention it early. Hey, we're about to do advice of the week. Okay, I'll go first. Okay, then Zach. Every time it gets to Tim, and he's like,
it isn't all. No, it is not. What are you talking about? No, I just reuse the same stupid advice. I'm like, go accomplish something or something. I'm trying to come up with something better. First off, I think you can become more generous and figure out, like, it feels good to give, right? Like, it feels good to give. So give us stuff.
I wouldn't know, but they tell me.
No, I guess it's advice for the week. Is it advice for the weak people or advice for the anyway? That was stupid.
Advice for the week. Haha.
Okay, that's my advice. Just don't.
How have we not come up with that in like 200 episodes of doing this?
No one as intelligent as I am with stupid wordplay. Advice, I guess, like, especially if Google blockchain is stuff coming out, try to maybe educate people around you. This goes same thing with Ross, same thing with all this stuff. If someone is interested, if someone's like, and they actually care, because there are going to be people that are just like, I just want to trade it and make lots of money, and it's just going to happen right now that I buy in now. But if they are interested, don't shy away from bringing up, like, I don't want to say like the hardcore backing of something, but like instead of being like, oh, here's this cool thing on Google, maybe like, here, like, learn this a little bit, like learn something a little bit more in depth, learn about the history of it. I've definitely had this advice before, I'm pretty sure. But like you need to get crypto culture or something, maybe. It is useful for something. It's useful for understanding where people are coming from arguments, and it makes you a better person, and it makes you want to donate more money to this show. Donate more money to the show.
Subliminal messaging. Just say it 40 times. That's pretty subliminal. Hey,
we'll just have it. Yeah.
That's our excuse me. That's our show, guys. As we wrap up, I'm going to give one more thank you to our sponsor, Chronologic.network. They literally make this possible. So we're going to shill a little bit. All we want to do is let you know that they exist and ask you to check them out. Chronologic.network. They do time-related innovation on Ethereum. They use the word temporal, but that word's too confusing for me, so I just call it time-related innovation on the Ethereum. So that's why they have stuff like the Ethereum alarm clock. They do debt smart contracts, all kinds of stuff. Chronologic.network. Guys, we'll be back next Thursday, 9 to 10 p.m. Eastern. Hey, maybe we'll be on Twitch. If I get enough tweets, maybe I'll just pound it out this weekend and make the switch to Twitch. Ooh, that's, man.
In the meantime, pound that like button.
Yeah, pound that like button. That's true. Wherever you are, whatever episode you're about to listen to or currently listening to, give it a thumbs up, give it a retweet, give it a like, whatever the case may be. Give it a heart. That would mean the world to us. Leave a comment, or even, like I said, email me, daniel@umeandbtc.com. We'll also give a thank you at the end here to John Stewart, whose music you'll be hearing right now on the podcast version of this show. We hate John, but whatever, we'll take his music because it's free and public domain and whatnot. So actually, it's not. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure it's Creative Commons, which is why I have to give him credit. Anyway, screw him. Peace out, guys. We love you. We'll see you next Thursday. Thank you, Carl. Check out trollcoin.com for more about TrollCoin. We love you. Bye.
Thanks.